In this market, everyone sold the same goods, yet only one woman's store never lacked customers. Some thought it was her smile, others thought it was luck. In the heart of a bustling West African town, nestled between honking danfo buses and the scent of roasted corn, sat a market that was more than just a trading post. It was the soul of the town. This was Oba Market, and within it stood Line 5, the crown jewel of the marketplace. If you want the freshest ingredients for your soup, that's where you should go. It was loud, colorful, chaotic, and alive. At the very center of Line 5 was a woman whose presence lit up the entire stretch. Mama Sade, whose full name was Sade Oluwa. She was Yoruba, and from her wide motherly smile to the softness in her voice when she said, "Ẹ káàárọ̀, my dear," you would think she had no worries in the world. But Mama Sade hadn't always been this cheerful trader. She came from Owerri, where tragedy had once knocked on her door. She had lost both her parents as a teenager and raised her younger brother single-handedly. Life hardened her bones, but not her heart. That strength, that survival gave birth to her nickname, Mama Sade, the woman who showed love to everyone in a motherly way, whether they were her blood or not. Her shop was a mini paradise. Customers came not just for her famous dried stockfish and well-packaged locust beans, but for the peace they felt in her presence. And oh, the market women adored her. She swept the corridors before sunrise, sang while arranging her goods, and even lent her broom to anyone who hadn't cleaned yet. "Use it, my sister," she would always say. A clean shop brings clean blessings. But blessings seemed to hover only around Mama Sade's shop. Not far from her, a store had recently fallen silent. Its former occupant had packed up mysteriously after months of zero sales. No one knew why. Business had just dried up, and she left as quietly as a whisper. Soon, a new trader took over the space. Mama Ifeanyi, an Igbo woman with thick accent, firm hands, and a dream to restart her life. Her store carried the aroma of East Nigerian kitchens, okazi leaves, ogbono seeds, achi, ogiri, and well-cut stockfish. Her setup was clean, organized, and hopeful. She had once thrived in another market, but when her family relocated closer to Oba Market, she decided to move with them. Confidently, she would do well again. On her first day, Mama Sade welcomed her warmly. "You are welcome to Line 5, oh," she said, handing her the broom. "We are sisters in business." Mama Ifeanyi smiled back, appreciating the warmth. What a nice woman. Dalorine, she thought. But something odd began to happen. Each day, while Mama Sade's store overflowed with customers, people lining up as early as 6 a.m., the stores next to hers were ghost towns. Particularly, Mama Ifeanyi's store remained dry. Not even passers-by stopped to ask for prices. She changed her display, adjusted her prices, smiled more, still nothing. She watched as customers walked straight past her to Mama Sade's store, and it wasn't just her. Two other traders nearby were barely selling either. Yet, Mama Sade kept sharing her broom and smiles, her stories. Everyone loved her. Even the market chairman would sometimes come to her store to buy pepper and end up staying for gist. But Mama Ifeanyi was no fool. She knew how market worked, and she knew what it meant to suddenly stop selling when others bloomed. She began keeping counts. Monday, 0. Tuesday, 1 customer. Wednesday, back to 0. Meanwhile, Mama Sade's basket was overflowing with naira notes. The final straw came one Monday morning. Mama Sade handed her the broom once again. "Sweep, my sister. Cleanliness is next to favor. That day, Mami Fine didn't sell a single item, not even crayfish. She returned home, sat with her husband, and whispered, "There is something wrong with that market. Something I don't understand." One Thursday, Mama Sade didn't come to the market. She had gone to deliver goods to a nearby town. For the first time in weeks, Mami Fine sold out. Stockfish, crayfish, everything was gone. Customers who had never looked her way before now lined up in her shop. She went home dancing. "God has answered my prayers, so hey, thank God for today. Wow. I can't believe this." But the next day, Mama Sade returned, smiling, singing, sweeping. Again, she offered the broom, and Mami Fanyi accepted the broom. That Friday, not even one sale was made by Mami Fanyi. Her suspicion became certainty, so she made a decision to watch closely and silently. It was still dark in her house when her phone rang. Her sister from Enugu needed foodstuffs urgently. The call came just before 5 a.m. Without even brushing her teeth, Mami Fanyi rushed to the market to pack and waybill the items. But as she reached line 5, something froze her in place. There, under the early morning sky, was Mama Sade, barefoot, dressed in wrapper, and a small pot of water in one hand. She moved from store to store, pouring the water at their entrances, whispering words. Then she lifted her broom. "Today is my day," she said. "As long as they use this broom to sweep their shops, all their customers will come to me. Their blessings will be mine. Oh, I say." Mami Fanyi gasped. Her knees shook. "The broom! Hey! Enokwa! Chai! Ihe nke ọ na-eme m n'anya," said Mami Fanyi. The same broom she had innocently used every morning. The same broom that had passed from shop to shop. It was not kindness, so it was spiritual manipulation. She stepped forward, her voice trembling with rage. "So this is you, Mama Sade? So all your smiles were lies? Chineke me." Sade turned around, shocked. "You stole our sales. You manipulated us with your fake kindness." Sade tried to talk, to defend herself, but it was too late. Traders began arriving. Mami Fanyi raised her voice. "Don't use her broom, oh. She's been stealing our customers spiritually." Hey! Women stopped in their tracks. "Ha! So this is why I haven't sold egusi for 2 weeks. I thought it was my goods. I thought they were bad." Cries of betrayals echoed across the line. Some women burst into tears. Others tried to pounce on Mama Sade, but the men held them back. It all happened years ago. Before Mama Sade lost her parents, she was sent to stay with her grandmother in the village. Her parents wanted her to learn the ways and traditions of their people. Her grandmother was well known, not just for her strong voice or market skills, but because she was a traditionalist. People feared her, but they also respected her. Sade followed her everywhere, but she was always curious about one thing: the broom. Her grandmother never went to the market without it. This broom was no ordinary one. It looked like the normal kind, tied with palm stalks and cloth. But there was something strange about it. No matter how often it broke, by the next morning, it was new again, as if it had never been touched. Sade noticed something else too. Each time her grandmother swept her store with that broom, customers would rush in. It didn't matter if others were selling the same things. All the buyers came to her like they were drawn by something they couldn't explain. Sade was young, but she could feel something wasn't right. One day, her grandmother sat her down. "This broom is not a blessing," she said. "It steals from others. When I sweep with it, I take what belongs to the women around me. Their customers come to me. Their success becomes mine. It is not just a broom, it is a spirit. Before she died, she told Sade where the broom was hidden, but she warned her never to talk about it. After her parents died, young Sade returned to the city and raised her siblings by herself. Life was hard. She sold things in the market, but most days she barely made enough to eat. Her store was always empty while others did well. She held on for years, but after her grandmother passed and life became even tougher, Sade remembered the broom. She traveled back to the village alone. She found the old spot her grandmother had described and she dug it up. When she held it in her hands, it felt cold. It felt alive. The next morning, she traveled back to the city where she usually sold her foodstuff items. She swept her store just like her grandmother used to. That day, for the first time in years, her store was full of customers. People rushed in, they bought everything, and the next day, it happened again. And that was how everything changed for Sade. Sade being discovered with her evil tricks, the market chairman was immediately called and told about what had happened in the market. And by noon, Mama Sade was chased out of the market, her store emptied, her goods confiscated, her name dragged through every corner of Oba Market. Days passed and turned into weeks, and slowly the market changed. Sales returned, customers came freely, laughter returned to the air, and women began helping one another again. But that broom became a warning, a symbol, and the market women learned a powerful lesson. Not all smiles are pure, not all kindness is sincere. And never ever sweep your shop with another person's broom. And as for Sade, she learned her lessons. She realized that what the broom gave with one hand, it took from others with the other. It wasn't a real blessing. It was borrowed fortune and stolen joy. And so one quiet morning, before sunrise, Sade carried the broom back to the village. She dug a deep hole under the old tree her grandmother used to sit by, and she buried it for good. Not because she was no longer struggling, but because she wanted peace. Because she now understood that true success doesn't come from stealing light from others. It comes from growing your own. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this story, please give the video a thumbs up, subscribe to this channel, and turn on your bell notification so that once I post a new story, you will be the first to know. Until we meet again, remain blessed.